Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. In this video we are going to study the 12th Physics Volume 1 Unit 2 Section 2.5, that is Kirchhoff's rule. Okay, this video is going to be a little bit long because we will study here two subsections of Kirchhoff's rule, that is Section 2.5.1 Kirchhoff's first rule, or also called as current rule or junction rule, and Section 2.5.2 also called as Kirchhoff's second rule or voltage rule or loop rule. Okay, here a lot of time you will come when you will get confused because of the things given in the book. Okay, I will try to make it as much easy as possible and at the same time interesting. Okay, trying to solve some example problems, and also try to find out what is the method to see in which direction current is flowing, then what is the meaning of direction of loop, and a lot of other things. Okay, so let us start our today's class, that is Section 2.5 Kirchhoff's rule. Alright, in our previous video we have studied about cell in series combination and parallel combination. Okay, that was Section 2.4.3 and 2.4.4. In this video we will start Kirchhoff's first rule. Okay, it is basically Kirchhoff's rule and two rules are there. Okay, we will see that one by one. Okay, and these two rules are too much important, not only for your board examination purpose but also for NEET exam or JEE exam, because in every year at least 2 mark question comes from this theory. Okay, and also if you understand this theory, then further the lesson will become very easier for you. Okay, not only unit 2 but unit 3 also. Okay, fine. So let us start. This is current rule or junction rule, also called as Kirchhoff's first rule. Okay, it states that the algebraic sum of the current at any junction in a circuit is 0. That means if you add all the current coming from all the corners, all the sides, all the resistors at one point is equal to 0. Okay, junction means a lot of resistors or a lot of circuit is combined together at one place. Okay, as you can see in this figure, later we will see it. Okay, it is a statement of conservation of electric charges. Okay, earlier I have said you that whenever in physics the word conservation will come, whether in physics or chemistry also, like conservation of charge, conservation of mass, conservation of momentum, it means that the previous value combined is equal to the final value combined. Okay, here it is given conservation of electric charge, that means total charge previously and afterward will be equal. That means here we will see that total charges incoming is equal to total charges outgoing. Okay, all charges that enter a given junction in a circuit must leave that junction, since charge cannot build up or disappear at a junction. Okay, we know it very well that in any circuit, just a moment. Okay, so in any circuit when charges flow, it can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, it can change its direction. Okay, a lot of other things happen, but it can't be destroyed. Okay, same thing happens here, that at junction actually it doesn't disappear. When we say at junction it becomes 0, it doesn't mean that the charges disappear. It means that the charges incoming and leaving will become equal. It is just like you have a lot of vectors. Okay, and the vector sum of all those are equal to 0. That means total vector in magnitude are equal and opposite. Okay, so total sum is equal to 0. Okay, but do remember, I have just given you the example of vector algebra. Current is not a vector quantity, even though it has magnitude as well as direction, because current do not follow the triangle law of vector addition. Fine. Current entering the junction is taken as positive and current leaving the junction is taken as negative. Okay, and this is just as convention. Okay, means we just have thought that if anything is coming inward, we take it positive, and if anything is going outward, we take it negative. Okay, so at a junction total current incoming is taken as positive current and total current going is taken as negative current. Okay, here the positive and negative sign doesn't mean the magnitude, it only mean the direction of the current coming and outgoing. Okay, so let us see this mesh given here, this diagram given here. So here in figure 2.23 you can see that this is the system of mesh or junction. Okay, as you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 resistors or 5 wires connected at one position. So this central position is called as junction. Okay, and then you can see here the arrow mark. Okay, here the arrow mark is showing in which direction the current is flowing. Okay, for this I1 current is coming inward, I2 current is coming inward to the junction. Okay, but for I3, I4 and I5 current is going outward. Okay, as we have seen in earlier slide that the incoming current is taken as positive and the outgoing current is taken as negative. Okay, so we will have I1 positive, okay, then we will have I2 positive, then I3 negative, I4 negative and I5 negative. Okay, this here the positive and negative sign doesn't show which is bigger or smaller in magnitude, but it only shows that in which direction the current is flowing. Okay, and according to Kirchhoff rule, total current at the junction means at this position is 0. Okay, numerically that means the sum of incoming current is equal to the sum of outgoing current. So we can write here I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4, okay, plus I5. Okay, just rearrange this equation and you will get I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 is equal to 0. So that is the 0 magnitude at the center or at the junction. Okay, now let us see what is the theory given in the book. Okay, I have just shared you on my perspective. Fine. So this is all about the current at the junction or Kirchhoff's current rule of a junction. Fine. Coming forward. So as you have said earlier in previous slide that total current at the junction, that is I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 is equal to 0, or I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4 plus I5. Okay, so this is total incoming current and this right hand side is total outgoing current. Okay, an example is given here, example 2.20. Let us try to understand the given theory based on this example. So here you can see here at the center this is the junction. Okay, and as you can see number of resistors 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, you can see here this from here current is going outward, this also outward and this also outward, and the unmarked are coming inward. So you can see here for 3 resistors current is going outward and for 3 other resistors current is coming inward. So if you consider this from this equation, okay, let us see how to find it out. So you will have adding all the inward currents, that is 0.6 ampere plus 0.7 ampere plus 0.2 ampere is equal to 0.4 ampere plus 0.5 ampere plus 0.2 ampere, and that is how we can solve this question. Okay, coming to the calculation given in the book. Here in this figure we have to find out this I value. Okay, so just going through the solution, okay, we will have this thing 0.2 ampere minus 0.4 ampere plus 0.6 ampere minus 0.5 ampere plus 0.7 ampere minus I is equal to 0. Here positive are those currents which are coming inward and negatives are those currents which are going outward. Okay, so by solving we will get I is equal to 0.6 ampere as given here. Okay, fine. Alright, so that is all about Kirchhoff's current rule or Kirchhoff's first rule. Now coming to section 252, that is Kirchhoff second rule or voltage rule or loop rule. Okay, the basic of everything in electrostatic is V is equal to IR or I is equal to V by R. Everywhere these terms, okay, will be used. Now let us see what is given here. Kirchhoff second rule or voltage rule or loop rule. Loop means a circuit which is closed. Okay, it states that in a closed circuit the algebraic sum of the products, okay, of the current and resistance of each part of circuit is equal to the total EMF included in the circuit. Okay, we know very well that V is equal to I into R, where I is the current and R is the resistance. So when we take for a circuit, total EMF or voltage or potential difference is equal to total current in the circuit multiplied by total resistance. As it can be seen here, product of the current and resistance of each part. Means if suppose we have a lot of circuit and they are connected together, whether in a series way or in parallel way, okay, and then we have to find total current in the circuit, okay, or total EMF in the circuit. What we have to do is we have to find I into R value for each circuit and then we have to add them together. It is given here algebraic sum. This rule follows from the law of conservation of energy for an isolated system. Here the word has come isolated system. What does that mean is the energy supplied by the EMF source is equal to the sum of energy delivered to all resistors. Means total energy supplied by the EMF is equal to total sum of energy delivered in all the resistors. Okay, so let us see this with example of a circuit. Fine. The product of current and resistance is taken as positive when the direction of the current is followed. Okay, here we have to see in which direction the current is flowing. Okay, and based on that direction we have to take whether it will be positive or negative. It is just like the current is flowing in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Physics has its own rule of correcting itself. Okay, that means if suppose you have taken the direction wrongly, means instead of taking positive you have taken negative and vice versa, in that situation if your calculations are correct, okay, the value will come correct, but the result will come in opposite, okay, with opposite sign. Okay, fine. So let us see what are the terms given here once again. And sorry, I am getting a call, so let me pause the video for just a moment. Okay, so here something is very complex here. To understand the things here you need full concentration. Okay, so I will explain this a little bit slower to make you understand all the things. Fine. Suppose if the direction of current is opposite to the direction of the loop, then product of current and voltage across the resistor is negative. Okay, if suppose the loop is clockwise but the flow of current is opposite, then V into I is negative, and it is shown in figure 2.24a and b. Okay, again we will discuss about this later. Again, the EMF is considered positive when preceding from the negative to positive terminal of the cell, as shown in figure 2.24c and e. So let us try to understand this thing with the help of these four figures 2.24. Okay. Alright, so going through these four figures one by one. Okay, fine. So as we have seen earlier here, V is equal to IRY, because here the direction of the loop is from A to B and also the direction of flow of current is from A to B. Because both of them are in same direction, that is why we have V is equal to plus IR. Okay, when we see this figure, this diagram, we have the direction of loop from B to A, even here, going from B to A. It is the direction of the loop, but here the direction of current is from A to B, means both are opposite to each other. The direction of flow of current and the direction of the loop are opposite to each other. That is why we have V is equal to minus IR. So this is all about the direction of flow of current and the direction of loop. Okay, understanding these two, we have to see once again what is given in the theory. As you can see here, the EMF is considered positive, okay, when proceeding from the negative to positive terminal of the cell. Okay, so as you can see here in this figure, the EMF is plus y, because here we are going from A to B, that means from negative terminal to positive terminal of the battery. But here in this situation EMF is negative. Why? Because here we are going from positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery, as given here, going from B to A. So now you understood in this situation we will have positive EMF, and in this situation we will have positive or negative voltage. Fine. So these things will be help in finding out current in a mesh, okay, using Kirchhoff's second rule or Kirchhoff's loop rule. Okay, moving forward. All right, fine. Kirchhoff voltage rule has to be applied only when all currents in the circuit reach a steady state condition. That means the current in various branches are constant. If suppose in any of the branch, if current is not constant, we cannot use Kirchhoff's voltage rule or loop rule. Fine. Let us study this example 2.21 and try to understand how to find different terms when loop is given. Okay, and what is the concept of flow of current in direction, or what is the concept of direction of loop. Okay, so it will be given here in very well way. The following figure shows a complex network of conductors which can be divided into two closed loops like ACE and ABC. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage rule. Very simple question. So let us start demonstrating this example 2.21. So as you can see here, we have a loop, okay, or you can see here we have two circuits combined together. Okay, one is AEC and other is ABC. Okay, and as you can see here the direction of currents are given. Okay, here a battery is given here having a EMF Xi. Okay, and we have 5 different resistors, R1, R2, then R3 and R4 and R5. Okay, as you can see here, we have to find we have to apply Kirchhoff's second law in the loop EACE. Okay, starting from here EA then CE. Okay, so in first loop, how to find or how to apply Kirchhoff's second law? Fine. Whenever you have to find out total current, okay, or whenever you have to find out the flow of current, okay, in that situation always start from positive terminal of the battery, okay, in outward direction. Okay, that is conventional direction of flow of current. Okay, it is not the flow of charges. Always mind that it is the flow of current. Okay, so here the direction of the loop is starting from E to A, as given here. Once again I will start a pen. E to A. So from E to A, this is the direction of the loop, and also this is the direction of flow of current. So both are positive, means both are in same direction. So V1 is equal to I1 R1. Again from A to C, the direction of loop is from A to C, and also the direction of current is from A to C. So V2 is equal to I2 R2. And again the direction of loop is from C to A, and the direction of current is also from C to A. Okay, this way. So here V3 is equal to I3 R3. If you add all of them, V1 plus V2 plus V3, you will get total EMF in this circuit, in this loop EACE. Okay, and that is I1 R1 plus I2 R2 plus I3 R3 is equal to Xi. Okay, now And for closed loop ABCA, going to ABCA, as you can see here that in this loop we have, let me erase the things first for clear visualization. Just a moment. Okay, fine. While I am teaching you, you might getting some disturbance in noise in background, because around my room a lot of constructions are going on. I'm sorry for that. Okay, fine. Coming back. So if we see the loop ABCA, first A to B as given here, A to B, the direction of loop is A to B, and the direction of flow of current also is from A to B. So we can write here I4R4, positive I4R4, then B to C. Okay, the direction of loop and the direction of current is also same, so it is positive. So we can write I5 into R5. Again here C to A, if you see here C to A, the direction of loop is from C to A, but the direction of current is from A to C. That is why for this loop ABCA, the value of I2R2 will be negative. Okay, that is what given here. I4R4 plus I5R5 minus I2R2 is equal to 0. Okay. Here the question comes is why it is xi here in loop EACE and why it is 0 here in loop ABCA. Okay, it is xi here because in this loop EACE a battery or a cell is attached, but in this loop ABCA there is no cell. Okay, so here the EMF generated is equal to 0. So keep in mind, if any loop, if no cell is connected, then epsilon value or xi value or V value is equal to 0. Okay, but you have to calculate this thing, that adding all the multiplications of current and resistance. Okay, so these are the things you have to keep in mind while you are solving any Kirchhoff's second rule. Okay, when you have to find out total EMF generated in a loop, okay, using Kirchhoff's second rule or loop rule. Fine, let us see one more example, 2.22, what is given here. Okay, so here something special is given. Here we will study how to take the direction of loop, how to take the direction of flow of current, then how to use the positive and negative terminals of the battery. Okay. Okay, let us see this example 2.22. Calculate the current that flows in the 1 ampere resistor in the following circuit. Let us find where is 1 ampere. Okay, fine. It is 1 ampere resistor here, and we have to find out in this resistor how much amount of current is flowing. Okay, so here you can see that this circuit consists of two loops. Okay, that is ADFEA and BEFCB. When you are saying about the circuit, always keep the terminal from where positive terminal of the battery is starting. Okay, so the direction of conventional current here, okay, if you are taking this loop ADFEA, is starting from positive terminal of the battery, means in this direction, in this, okay, again here and again in upward direction here. Okay, so this is the direction of flow of current is in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, but when we see here this figure or the circuit here, that is BEFC, how to find out? Here the positive terminal is given here, as you can see on the cursor. Okay, so starting from B, okay, like this one, this is the direction of flow of current. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, B, then E, okay, from E to F, then F to C, and again back to the battery or the cell. So you can see for taking E and F, let me erase all the other things except the resistor between E and F. Just a moment. Okay, Okay, so as you can see here, because of the battery between A and E, okay, the current is going in upward direction from F to E, but because of the battery between B and C, the current is going in downward direction. So let us study how to solve this question. Let us learn. Okay, and these types of questions are always asked in NEET exam and JEE exam. Okay, so coming to the solution. So here what I have said, taking from this one, this battery is of 9 volt, or simply cell is of 9 volt. Here this is of 6 volts, and the value of resistors are given: 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 1 ohm, 3 ohm. Okay, and a lot of other things. You have to find how much amount of current is flowing in this resistor or between F and E. Okay. Okay, we can denote the current that flows from 9 volt battery as I1, and it splits into I2 and I1 minus I2 in the junction according to Kirchhoff's current rule. Okay, as shown. So let us see the figure. See here, a 9 volt battery is attached. Let us start from here. The direction of current is like this. Okay, the current will go from the battery to the terminal B. Okay, then through this resistor, and at this junction the current will be divided into two parts. One is going in this direction and one is moving in forward direction. So if suppose the amount of current flowing in this direction, in downward direction, is I2, then the amount of current flowing in this direction will become I1 minus I2, the remaining amount. Okay, as given here, this one I2 and here I1 minus I2. So these terms always you have to keep in mind where the current will be differentiating. Okay, as you can see here, this terminal, okay, because they are attached in parallel. Okay, so here current will be changing. Okay, voltage will remain the same, but current will be changing. Coming to the solution, consider the loop EFCBE and apply Kirchhoff's voltage rule. EFCBE, that is starting from E, from here EFCB again back to E. So let me erase these things for proper visualization. Just a moment. Okay. All right. Fine. So let us see the direction as starting from E to F to C to B and again back to E. Okay. Here the direction of flow of current is in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So what are the things we have? We have current. Okay. Then we have division of current. Then we have resistors, and we have EMF because of the battery that is of 9 volts. Fine. So we will have 1 into I2 plus 3I1 plus 2I1 is equal to 9. Okay. According to Kirchhoff voltage rule, we have V into I is I into R is equal to V. Okay, that is Xi. So that is for total voltage or EMF by the current, that by the battery, that is 9 volts here. Okay, and 1 into I2 as given here, this here 1 ohm into I2, that is total voltage. Okay, 1 I2 plus 3I1 plus 2I1 as given here, plus 3I1 plus 2I1 is equal to 9 voltage. Okay, or calculating you will get 5I1 plus I2 is equal to 9. Again applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule to the loop EADFE as given in the figure. So see EADFE, again here the direction of flow of current is in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and a battery is given here which having EMF value as 6 volts. Okay, then we have two resistors, one is of 3 ohm and one is of only 1 ohm. Okay, so let us calculate here Kirchhoff's voltage rule. We will have 3 into I1 minus I2. As you can see for this one, the amount of current flowing through this is I1 minus I2. So V is equal to IR. So we will get here 3 into I1 minus I2. Okay. minus 1I2. Okay, here minus 1I2 because of this, because here the current is in upward direction but earlier it was in downward direction. Okay, or you can say that the direction of the loop is upward but the direction of the direction of loop is downward but the direction of flow of current is upward, so it has come here negative. Okay, so if you solve, you will get here 3I1 minus 4I2 is equal to 6. Now solve algebraically, simple algebra, equation 1 and 2, you get I1 is equal to 1.83 amperes and I2 is equal to minus 0.13 amperes. It implies that the current in 1 ohm resistor flows from F to E. Okay, that means from down to upward direction. Okay, so this is all about Kirchhoff's rule. We have seen Kirchhoff's rule number 1, okay, that is voltage rule, and Kirchhoff's rule number 2, that is of loop rule. Okay, if you have any doubt about this video or about the rules or about the theory, please write your comments in the comment section. Okay, and all the comments are cordially welcome. Okay, I will try to answer all the doubts one by one. Okay, you can also ask your doubt on my Facebook page. Okay, the link is given in the description of this video. And also if you are preparing for NET exam and JEE exam, I have selected some best book which is available, okay, on Amazon. If suppose you are far away, if you are living in a remote area, no need to go to the market, just order it from Amazon. Okay, the links for the best tutorial materials for preparation of NET exam and JEE exam I have provided in the description of this video. You can just copy and paste in the browser and purchase it. Okay, and you will get some around 10% of discount from there. Fine. So in our next video, we will study about section 253, that is Wheatstone bridge, and this is going to be too much important because this is related to your practical, and every year this question comes in 3 marks or 5 marks. Okay. Fine. So till the next video, that is about Wheatstone bridge. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.